there, I'm Andrea Garvey and welcome to the Creative Spark. Every week, I'm going to share a simple 10-minute practice to help you return to your sketchbook or your art journal and make space for creativity in your everyday life. I hope you enjoy them, and I'll see you in the studio. If your brain needs a little tiny break, this is 5 minutes of complete calm. It's meditative. It's so much fun. You're going to totally love it. All you need are some watercolors, 5 or 10 minutes. That is it. I've pretty much filled up this book. I'm going to do a little flip through of some of the pages too, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm so excited to show you this little book. I got this book in Italy a few years ago, and it's the softest leather. It's so delicious to touch. I have my initials embossed. I think I got it in Lake Como, and I love it, love it, love it. So when I got it home, look at that stitching. When I got it home, I didn't use it for a while. And then I did these like random pages, okay, of these shapes. And then I started doing these shapes. And then all of a sudden, my shapes turned into these circles. Okay, so I went from all of those pages to circles. So I never want you to worry if you started a sketchbook and you don't, like you were trying to do some sort of a theme and it didn't start that way, because look, look, and that's a little landscape. Okay, but the majority of this book are circles. And I want to show you some and do some with you, because here's what happened. I started doing these, and I would do like 2 pages on a day with different colors. And I was really just working with circles that I love to make and shapes. And what happened was, all of a sudden, it became this like really meditative practice for me. It became less about making shapes as much as it became about watching the colors go together, or maybe not go together, but just thinking about that. It was just watching the way that the paint dried, and I just love it so much. Sometimes it was just one color. Like, look how cool that is when it dries. It's just such a really interesting thing. And then what I did was I was like, I'm just going to keep it in my circles shapes. And then I started adding little tiny dots, and it was so much fun. And I did this for a long time. Look at them all. And then all of a sudden something happened where I put this little sketchbook down, and I think I forgot about it. Like, I wrapped it all up, how cute it is. I wrapped it all up and I completely forgot about it. So I picked it up recently. Look how fun, like, look, love, love, love. I picked it up recently, like right about here, because I had these new watercolors to try. And then I started doing it again. And I'm thinking to myself, people need to see how much fun this is and how easy it is. So I did an Instagram reel on it the other day, and a lot of you all were like, this is the best. I want to do this every day, different colors, every day, different shapes. I love these. All right, so we are going to find a new page. I have some different color combinations. I just put this on a little palette so you can see. So I have some blues and greens, and I have some oranges and reds, pinks right here. And I want to do one set of circles with these colors and one set of circles with those colors. The main thing that you need too, and you need water for sure, but you want to have a couple brushes. But the main thing is you just want to kind of enjoy yourself and like let it go. Let it experiment. Like, sometimes you might want to try a big brush. Sometimes you want to try a little brush, and it doesn't matter. So we're just going to have fun, and we're going to play around. And the first thing I want you to do is I want you to paint your circle or your arch. We'll start with an arch with just regular water. So you paint it down with regular water, and then we're going to pick a color. You really want your brush to have a lot of water in it and have a lot of paint in it. So it's watery, but you can see when you drop in the paint, it stays in the edges of your original arch that we made with just the water. You could smooth that out a little bit. And you're going to be able to watch that dry, and it's going to be really interesting. But I am going to hold this down because it's going to run. But I want you to, when I said it was like watery paint, what I mean by that is I've got water on my brush, and I have a lot of paint, but it's fluid. You want to be able to do this because you're literally like dropping in this paint into the water. I'm going to do it a bunch so you can see what I'm saying. Okay, so I'm just rinsing my water out, my brush out, and I'm going to draw a circle. Now the second circle is going to look like there's a little paint in it. That's just left over from my brush, but I've just dipped it into the water. Even that connecting is so cool. And I'm going to get some of this really cool green and just run this paintbrush through the circle like that and kind of let it do its thing. Let the water, even this light color right here, like let it do its thing. Just, you know, you don't want to futz with it too much. Can a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to take that same brush, same one I'm using. I haven't changed anything. I'm going to do another circle. I like when my circles connect because I really like how the water goes into the circles within each other. And I have another blue here. And notice I'm keeping the same, isn't that cool? Oh my gosh, I could just watch that all day long. I'm keeping the same kind of colors, you know, I'm going blue and green. I'm not going blue and orange. I'm not going with another color that could turn it kind of muddy. So I really want to be careful about the colors that I'm picking when I do this. And I don't want to overdo it. So the secret is in letting it dry. So sometimes I futz a little bit like that, just bring a little bit of that color up in here. Add a little dark. And then I'm going to let that dry completely. And we're going to look at that in a minute. And then I'm going to bring a new thing of water. Let's use a different brush. This is a Filbert and it's a number 8. And the brush I was using here was a number 8 round. And just imagine, like, okay, so let's do something different. Let's do a circle. Let's do a few circles like this. So I'm drawing, I started off with just water. And we're gonna just make a circle shape. Now I've got some red and orange and yellow. I don't love yellow, so we may or may not use it. I just put it down. And so look at this color pink. Isn't that so yummy? So I'm just going to paint this. I'm getting my brush wet again. I'm going to make another circle over here. And so when I paint in my acrylics and I paint abstracts, the circle shapes become my go-to. So I want you to think of like, what is a shape that you love to make too? Because it doesn't necessarily have to be circles, but doing something like this is really, really a meditative, mindful thing because you're really doing it slowly. I'm actually taking some orange, sorry, forgot to tell you that. I'm taking some orange and I'm dropping the orange in the circle, second circle. But I mean, imagine if I'm not talking to you and you're just sitting maybe outside on your deck doing this, or you're having your tea in the morning and you're really just watching the colors connect to each other. That's it. It only will take you a few minutes. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more shapes. I'm going to do an arch down here. I like arches, half circles. Let's add a little bit more pink. You can drop in your pink by doing that. You don't have to brush too hard. I do have a free class too that you might be interested in on watercolors if you're new to watercolors. I'll drop a link to that in the description so you have it there. But I'd love to know too in the comments, do you do this? Will you try this? Because it's so much fun. It's so addicting. I only have a few pages left. I'll probably fill out, ooh, what do I do? A little circle here or another arch? I'm feeling more of an arch. I'm going to do it. Oh my gosh. Is that the best? Love it. But I'd love to know if you like this type of thing, because I do. And I hope you like this little video. Okay, I'm dropping in the yellow. I'm not a yellow girl, but it might be cool. I think I want to add a little bit darker pink down here. So I'm just going back into that pink and dropping in. And it's just all fun, right? I'm going to let this dry and I'm going to come back on and I'm going to show you how incredible it is when it's dry. But when it's wet, it's still happening. Things are still happening. Water is still kind of moving around a little bit around the corners. And I cannot wait to see what this looks like. So I'll be back in a few minutes after this is dry.